love to hear people's stories. And as I've developed a relationship with you over the last few years, albeit, in your shadow, I've grown to learn that you have started to grow a significant reputation in the golf industry. In particular, your restoration and even some of your new designs out there. And you can say that you were at Oak Hill, their East Course, Congressional Blue Course. You just completed East Lake, which was a fabulous on TV, and you've got many more opportunities, out there. And I'm just excited to have this conversation with you today. So, what I really kind of see is that you're restoring legacies out there, and by doing that, you're bringing the modern game to these courses that most of us even dream of. And as I followed your reputation out there, we've had the pleasure of coming in behind you and scanning your greens, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to basically see what you've done with these historic marvels out there. So, if you wouldn't mind, just kind of introduce, how did you get into, architecture, the golf course design, the restoration in particular? Just share some nuggets with us.
Sure. Well, thanks, John, for having me. What an honor to be able to spend some time with you and appreciate all your help over the years. You and your company are really providing a wonderful service to the game of golf. Yeah, so as a junior in high school, this is what I wanted to do. And anybody I ever spoke with about it were like, there's a handful of architects that practice at a high level in the United States. And Andrew, we've seen your golf game. You're not that good. And you don't come from a famous golfing family, so it's going to be a tall task. And the more people told me I couldn't do it, the more I doubled down and worked harder. And I went to Virginia Tech. The folks there really embraced the idea of me pursuing this direction. They wanted me to keep a very open mind to the greater college experience and all the things that the programs I've studied within, which were landscape architecture and turfgrass management. I have a degree in both. But each side of the fence there really embraced this. They encouraged me and helped me. But they also said, hey, you really need to pay attention to the other things that are possible because it is a very narrow field and you need options if something goes astray. And when I left college in around 2000, 2001, and went to work for McDonald and Sons Golf Course Builders out of Maryland, Chip McDonald, what a treasure, another treasure to the game of golf. They'd done a lot of work in renovation and restoration, and he allowed me to be a what we had as a design associate, where I was designing and building stuff in part from the seat of a dozer, but in part learning the entire process. And I spent 14 years honing my craft, working alongside him. And man, I learned a lot. I learned the value of every line you draw on a piece of paper. It's kind of important, that you can build
Hmm.
or draw something that you can build. And then how to manage a budget, how to manage a timeline, and how to get results that are sustainable. I never spent a day working for a modern architect, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Um, I really just learned it as I went. A lot of, surround myself with a lot of amazing people with a lot of great experience. But most of the architecture that I draw my experience from is really by reading all the old guys. So, Donald Ross and George Thomas and William Flynn, Mackenzie, Tillinghast, those are really my mentors by studying their work. And that obviously kind of led to being able to do some restoration efforts of their work. And I would just say that I think my main traction in the renovation and restoration world was taking a historic property, understanding how it had changed over time, why it had changed over time, and the merits of the original design versus the modern game and how to marry those two together.